Well, Happy New Year and happy Thursday to you all. Mary Ellen and I are here for our third week, I believe, of our new variety show. Is that right?
That is correct. Good evening,
Mhm.
everybody. Happy New Year.
We've already got 4 people in the house. Nice to have you here. And we started this show. Our goal was just let's just try to do some different things to interact with the people out there in the chat. And anyway, that's what we're gonna do tonight. We've got a movie to review. I've got some questions for the chat, and so anyway, how's life in Oklahoma?
It's cold. Supposedly it's supposed to snow tonight, but when it
Hey,
snows in Oklahoma, that means when the sun comes up, it melts. So it's not going to last long. Hi, Timothy Rainwaters. Hi, Mandy.
hi Mandy, hi Timothy Rainwaters. Nice to have you here. Awesome. So
Is it
it's
snowing up there?
it's not snowing much. We have a little bit on the ground, like hardly any, but it's in the teens, so not too warm.
Oh, see,
Yeah.
I'm talking 30s and 40s here, not the teens.
Yeah. Although that seems to feel colder down there for whatever reason. Your 30 or 40 is colder than our 30 or 40.
Yeah, just like Orlando.
Just like Orlando's even, I mean, that could feel really cold.
It's really weird. Yeah.
Well, nice to have you all here. I'm going to do what we usually do in the beginning, which is we start with questions.
Hi,
And
Janie B.
is Janie B here?
Janie B's here.
Hey,
Janie B
Janie
is in
B.
the house, as Dave would say.
That's right. I wish Dave could stop by. I should have reached out to him. Well, all right. Here we go. Let's throw up the first question of the night. This is sort of the opener as we get into, and I don't think I've asked this question before, but if you could have a second or more, if you already have two homes anywhere in the world, where would it be?
Um, I think about this. You know me and water. So if I were going to be able to go to it all the time and keep it in Oklahoma, it would be Grand Lake. If I were going to be able to travel whenever I want to go to my home, it would be somewhere in the beach on the beach. Maybe
You must have a
Florida.
place though that you like some beach better than any other beach.
See, I just haven't been to the beach much. Uh, I
Okay.
I I would have to do my research on what beach that would be, but any body of water,
Yeah.
uh, I would love.
Okay. Want to say
And
hi to
have
John.
camping.
John in the house. Want to say hi to Rachel Fithian. Nice to have you here as
Hi,
always.
Rachel.
Haven't seen Rachel in a few weeks. Good to see you.
Oh, nice.
All right. So,
Where
what
would you
was,
go?
well, oddly enough, and we were talking about this beforehand, and I'm okay living in Minnesota and taking trips to Florida. If I could have a second home based on everything I know right now, it would probably be Florida. It would probably be in the Orlando area just because it's a comfortable place, for me. And
I think if I had to pick a beach now, I would say Siesta Key near Sarasota, near where Lisa, Keith, and Joey live, because I've been there and I love
oh,
that beach.
nice.
You're going to go
Well,
Southern Italy, Janie B.
yeah, I'm assuming she's probably been there. Um, have you?
I haven't been out of the country. I will in April, but
Okay.
never been out of the country.
We've got Mandy Adams coming in with California near Disneyland.
Good one, Mandy.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the question is if you could have a second plus home anywhere in the world, where would it be? If you want to keep bringing in those answers, we'll just go to the next one, but I can always go back. So,
John, would
all
you
right.
have a houseboat? John Surf
Did
doesn't
I
he
miss
like
it?
to fish? And
Oh, that's right. He's a big fishing guy. Is he a
he's
fishing? Are you
retired. He can
fishing?
do what he wants.
Sorry.
Oh,
Since I live,
okay.
say Vale. Oh, yeah. Well, that would also allow you to ski.
Hmm.
Oh, that's what he's saying. I live 10 minutes from the beach, so okay. I'm getting there.
I like Colorado too.
Yeah. Very beautiful. Nice call. All right. Here we go. Question number 2, or number 1 officially. What was a formative TV show from your childhood?
And when you say formative, are you saying it molded my life or just sticks out in my mind?
It sticks out in your mind. It had an impact on you. There was something about it that just really got your attention. I don't know.
You go first.
Okay. Oh, everyone's going to laugh at me. I am going to tell you, you're going to laugh. It was the Partridge Family. Now,
Okay, I'm
I
not
will
laughing.
I will tell you why. It was at a time when music was becoming important to me. And at the end of every episode of the Partridge Family, they had a song that they sang as a family, and they were good. I mean, honestly, whoever the real artists are the same. I know David Cassidy and Shirley Jones really sang. I don't think any of the rest of them really did, but they were so catchy, and um, love that show. And so there you go, the Partridge Family.
Okay, don't make fun of me, but I'm going to say Star Trek because
Oh
it
yeah.
opened my mind to something out there other than we people on Earth. You know, you can believe what you want. There's aliens, there's not aliens, whatever. But it was totally different from any show I'd ever seen. And I was just captivated by the storylines and the different characters and, you know, places they would go and the instruments they would use and blah, blah, blah.
I don't know how I didn't say Star Trek. Star Trek was definitely more formative for me. It was the show. And you know probably a little bit about the beginning of that and how they filmed one episode and almost all of the cast quit because it just was so weird.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
The only one that stuck with it was Leonard Nimoy, who played Spock, and then Nurse Chapel, who was married to Gene Roddenberry, who, of course, created Star Trek.
Yeah, right.
So Mandy says Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Yeah, that was big in its day. I remember that. And now I don't remember Rocket Power.
Oh, yes.
Okay,
Yeah. My kids watched Rocket Power.
what is it?
Well, it's a sport. Like, was it a cartoon, Rachel, or were they real people? I just remember bits and pieces.
Rocket
I remember
Power.
the name for sure.
Well, I'm going to look it up. Rocket Power TV show. It was animated.
Yeah, I thought it was animated.
Okay. No, I never saw it. Interesting. Action. Interesting. Okay, well, that's a great answer.
It's nice to have
Basically,
different generations with their answers.
it was a cartoon with kids that surf, play street hockey, etc. Okay. Very cool. All right. No other answers coming in yet this time, so let us go to question number 2. What quality did you appreciate in a teacher? And that kind of came to me. Oh, I want to go back here to
Oh, John
John's
answered.
answer. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Batman and Adam West and Superman, I'm guessing. So did you watch Batman?
Yeah. Again, it's totally, you know, it's different than a sitcom. It's got action and a different way of life and a superhero and yeah.
It was so, and that was like maybe the first TV show I ever got into. You know, we barely had a TV. I think that was the first show I watched, And there was this one time where they were trying to kind of bait you, and they said, if you're young, you may not want to watch this next episode. It's really crazy or something. And so I didn't. And my mom's like, you could probably watch it. And I said, no, they said I can't. But what I did do was I sat in front of the TV anyway with it off because I was so used to being there at that time. So I just watched the blank TV.
Oh, you're such the rule follower.
Well, not, yeah,
No.
anyway. I guess you could say that.
What quality
Okay.
did you? Oh,
Appreciating a teacher.
Remember, well, you don't remember, but I went to a Catholic school. So when in my time when I was younger, you had nuns that were very strict and very not the way a teacher is able to act today. So whenever I got a lay teacher, they seemed to be a lot sweeter, nicer, compassionate. Ironically, I mean, the nuns should have been that way, and I did run across maybe one or two that were, but so a teacher that was funny, compassionate, kind.
Yeah. Wow, that's so good. I mean, so I'm going to read
with children.
Yeah. I'm going to read Rachel's here. The spirit of adventure. My favorite teacher was never afraid to take our class outside to explore and experience nature. It could be snowing, raining, or sunny. We would explore. Wow.
That's excellent. That's excellent, Rachel.
Yeah, I can't say that I had one like that.
I didn't have one either, but that's kudos to that teacher.
Yeah. We want to have them on the show. Rachel, give them a call. We'll honor them.
We want to talk to them.
That's right. So for me, it would be the first teacher that comes to mind is a guy, his name was Mr. Jensen. He taught geometry in the 10th grade, and he was known as Mr. Perfect, and I loved him. He was just very proper and everything, but he really did care about his students.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't, you're going to learn ABCs and math and what have you. It's the person that's teaching it to you with compassion and whatever behind it that I appreciate.
Yeah. Similar to T-Town, Janie B saying similar to T-Town, just more one-on-one and kind and praised you for your good work.
Yes, that's right, Jeannie.
Why aren't all teachers that way? It just seems crazy. It seems like it's the exception.
Exactly.
And Maddie's saying that both her and Rachel grew up in the 90s. So she must have had something similar. Is there an echo?
Not on my end.
Good. Okay. Okay, next question. If you were the most skilled artist in the world, what would you paint?
Nature.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any artists now that do that well and you love?
Well, you can't. Well, see, I like.
Oh yeah.
That's Will Moses, and that's Grandma Moses's, I think, grandson or son, and and I liked Currier and Ives. I just kind of you had mostly nature with a few people in it. I would never be able to do a portrait or something like that because it just doesn't interest me. But I would like to do mountainscapes and oceans and stuff like that. Maybe I will.
If we ever retire.
Oh, good one, Janie. Yes. Ocean
mural. That's good. I would say the same. In fact, the artist that I do have one painting of and wish I could do more is Terry Redlin. Have you seen Terry Redlin stuff?
No.
Okay. Look him up. He's from North Dakota, I think, and there's a museum out in the middle of nowhere for Terry Redland's artwork. And it is so huge. It's like you come to this small town and there's this huge museum of his
Cool.
artwork. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm going to cough.
I like that, John.
I meant to unmute. Yeah. You ever seen that? Who's that guy? And I've heard Road Trip Dave talk about him, where he would do the artwork on a TV show, and he had funny hair or something.
Oh, Ross, Bob
Yeah,
Ross. Is it
Bob Ross. Yeah, that's it. I'd paint on pottery, like decorative trays and plates with nature themes. Wow.
Ooh, love it.
Okay, Thomas Kincaid, definitely more popular and very similar to Terry Redland, by the way. But
Oh,
yeah, Thomas Kincaid, that's a story in itself. Oh, we got an answer from Timothy about his 8th grade teacher. I love my 8th grade teacher. Actually, in junior high, I had 3, but Miss Rich taught math. She would let me copy the answers straight out of her teacher's addiction textbook. What a great teacher.
what did you learn that year, Timothy Rainwaters?
I would like her too.
Just use your calculator. I don't need to learn math.
Yeah.
Well, you really don't.
Well, now you just use AI, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's all done for you.
I paint a sunset. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful, Mandy.
And Mandy, that's one thing about Terry Redland I mentioned is he was so good at putting sunsets and things like that in. He had a way of doing lighting that just, I don't know, it was just amazing. Look up Terry Redland. Rachel confirming it was Bob Ross. John said Bob came to our base in 81 after he retired from the Air Force. Wow. This guy was busy.
Did he paint for you?
I'm going to guess that he probably
Or are you
must
talking
have.
about Epcot Bob?
No. Bob and
No.
I could not do a stick man to save our lives. Oh, so Timothy's saying he was already good at math and she knew it. So, okay.
Okay, you get a pass on that one
Yeah,
then.
you're off the hook.
You're all right.
Okay. Next question. Which was more fun, renting movies from a store or having Netflix, Prime, etc., and why?
Okay, I am saying Netflix, Prime, etc. because there were so many times we would go to rent some movie at the store and it'd be already all rented out. So, you're going back to square one anyway, and you're going, oh, great. And so, now you can just get them from anywhere online.
You can't argue with that because, yes, all those things were definitely true. John saying that he didn't get to see Bob Ross.
Oh, bummer.
He was ready to launch on the Russians, so that's what he was doing. That's what Dave did too? You guys have that in common.
Ooh, you guys need to talk, John.
Yeah.
You and Dave.
Okay, but I'm going to put a counter argument your way, and that is that going to Blockbuster or whatever was sort of an event in itself. There was people there, and you're all going through the aisles, and you're looking at pictures, and you're trying to find something. And back then, getting a movie into your home was amazing, right? Especially
Yeah.
in the beginning. So in that sense, it was kind of fun, but
I get it.
all the things you said are true. You would go and you'd be like, oh, well, you can't get that one for 2 weeks. It's all reserved out.
Right. Right.
Nathan Reda in the house. Nice to have you here, Nathan.
Hey, Nathan.
Skip. I missed the local.
Same base. What?
Huh? Oh, Oh, him and
John said they're
Bob?
at the same base.
Oh, that's
Dave,
crazy.
Dave and John.
Oh, that is so he was
Not at the
a
same time, though, right?
oh, I bet you're right. He was
I'm not
probably
trying to say you're really old, John, but
yeah,
Dave's a lot younger than
yeah,
us.
Bob was a few years older than us, I think. We
Well,
put
Bob,
John, huh?
but I thought he was talking about Dave. He and Dave were at the same base.
He and Dave were. How did I not know that?
I'm asking. I don't know. Oh,
That's
yes,
cra-
put 20 years apart.
Oh my gosh, that is so funny. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Dave's quite a bit younger.
Sorry, Rachel. I
Well,
just caught John's comment and just
no, that was
wanted to
really
clarify.
interesting. So Rachel's saying, I miss the local rental store. It was nice to chat with the owner and ask for suggestions. I kind of agree. You see, there was an experience.
Right. I agree with you that part.
Timothy's saying Netflix, Hulu, Sling, Max, and way too many others I can mention. We have we have them all. Nice. But do you have Peacock? I have Peacock.
I do.
Yeah, Peacock is great. If you are into golf or the Tour de France, that's the only reasons I need for doing Peacock.
Or European soccer.
Yes, soccer. They're not big on baseball, American football, etc. But okay, Cheyenne, Wyoming is where they must have been.
Hmm.
Huh, that is crazy.
It
Well,
is.
hello, Kelly from the Mickey Bunch.
Hi,
Nice to
Kelly.
have you here. So that was that question. Whoop. Dean watches the free YouTube movies. That is correct, Janie B.
Yes, he does.
Well, and this is just starting now, and I'm really excited to get into North. We're going to get into that really quickly here, but we will eventually delve into some of the other platforms like Amazon Prime, maybe Netflix. Timothy's saying Peacock, Paramount, etc. Oh, he's got it all.
Going.
Nice. Okay. All
Hi,
righty.
Kelly.
Always good to have Kelly here. Oh, here's a big one. Oops. I messed up. What will be the biggest challenge that I didn't word it very well, that we face in the world or
Like in
I guess
general,
in general, what will be the biggest, I'll say it that way. What will be the biggest change? Sorry, not challenge, change in the world over the next 50 years?
I think we're going to go through another leap in technology, and there will be flying cars, and there will be, satellites that will do our electricity and our internet. And I mean, they already have the capability, but we're going to see it.
Yeah.
I think it'll be technology. I think it'll be kind of like the revolution at the beginning of the 20th century in the early 1900s with the automobile and the airplane. And, I think it's going to be that big of a change. It's going to be a leap.
I mean, so in other words, what we at one time expected by now.
Yes, like the Jetsons.
Yeah, the Jetsons. I'm disappointed that we don't have the Jetsons. I'm having a problem, by the way, with my computer. I'm clicking on. Maybe can I just click on the screen? My computer is kind of stuck. All right, AI and the changing job market it causes. That's really it right there. I think Rachel's right on the money. AI is going to really change not only what we do in our spare time and so forth, but it's going to change how businesses operate, and it's already changing mine. We are delving into AI in my job.
We pray that the good forces that are out there will be the ones controlling it.
Exactly. Yeah. Technology, just as the same thing is technology you'll never stop technology. And by the way, they always say with technology, we won't need as many people to do this or that. But in the end, it always demands more people, more and more people to be in that space. So, you know, you're going to be more people working with AI and more people working with computers, not less. Some people are going to say it's going to be
Agreed.
less.
I agree. No, I don't think so either. I think that, it's not going to put people out of a job like they're saying it is. It's going to enhance how they do their job, but no, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Timothy's saying, I hope our Lord Jesus takes his chosen in the next 50 years. I am right on the same page with Timothy. And the thing about that is people have wished for it forever. So I probably would, I don't expect it necessarily, but it's hopefully going to happen. All right, Mickey Bunch. Kelly says, watching the Jetsons as a kid, I really thought we'd all be driving flying cars. Exactly what we were just saying.
Right.
And they finally have them now. I mean,
They
honestly,
have them. Yeah.
they're popping up. The little propeller kinds, especially.
Yep.
Rachel says, my husband works in the industry. It's rapidly changing. Well, I'll tell you just briefly, in my job, I do business intelligence. Somebody comes to me and says, I need a report that says, how did this product perform in the last year compared to a year ago when we did this or that? Instead of me being that person, now we're going to use something called Q, which is AI, and you just tell your computer what your need is, and it writes all that for you. 2074, that's hard for me to fathom. Living on Mars, maybe. And by the way, my answer was the police state of things. How are we going to address lawlessness? How are we going to hopefully not have to, but address anarchy? I always worry about anarchy whenever you see all of a sudden groups popping up like the smash and grabs and all that kind of stuff. They're going to have to make changes in the way we handle that. And so it's kind of scary. All right. And finally, question number 6. I mean, this is the Disney bonus question. And I actually have 2 of them. If you could take one person to Disney who has never been there, who would it be? And you just kind of did that, so I realized.
I just did that, but one of my granddaughters has never been, and I would take her.
One of your granddaughters? How old is she? Okay, I shouldn't ask.
14.
Okay.
13, getting ready to turn 14, I think, or 15. 15. Nice. I think she's getting ready to turn 15, and she's never been.
Very nice. Rachel saying her oldest son. Very nice. My answer would be, we have a friend that I met he's from Liberia, and he came to this country with his family when he was about 16, and on his 18th birthday, his stepdad kicked him out on his 18th birthday and said, go live on your own, figure out life. That's the way they apparently did it in Liberia. So we kind of took him under our wing, and he was the greatest guy. His name is Yofi. And I would love to see the look on his face at Disney World.
Aww.
He would love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Oldest son. And then let's go ahead and go to question number 2. And what would be the first ride you would take them on? Or did you?
I would take her on, she's kind of nervous about certain things. So I was going to say Rock and Roller Coaster because she's really into music, but I don't think she could handle that. or Guardians. I don't know. Maybe she could handle Guardians. Maybe Guardians.
Guardians. Okay. Yeah, that'd be a big one. I'm thinking something Spaceship Earth like, just something that is a dark ride, but calm. One of my cousins, Rachel saying Peter Pan, and Janie B saying I'd probably take one of the Give Kids the World children. Oh,
Aw, that's sweet, Janie.
Jan and Travels, that's one of the channels that we're connected with. They told me that they volunteer at Give Kids the World, and they were there this week. And it's really cool how Give Kids the World works. They have all kinds of different capacities to volunteer in, and you can pick them and change it each week. And
Mm-hmm.
it's very, very cool. So
Donna always says, though, she's the one that hands out the ice cream.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you get to have your niche. I don't know.
Yeah. First ride for Janie B. It's a Small World. Great one. Yeah.
That was the first ride my youngest son went on. The first time he went, I took him on Small World as the first one, but he was just shy of 3, and he didn't understand that the water wasn't really deep. And I think he was more freaked out about riding on a boat in the water than he was paying attention to the ride. So it didn't really go as I planned.
Yeah. The question, Kelly, was if you could take one person you know to Disney who has never been there, who would it be, and what would be the first ride you would take them on? So, all right. Well, here we are at the halfway point. I think it's time to jump into our movie. And so, T-Town, Mary Ellen, so tonight, let me share here. If you didn't know, and I'll cover this briefly each week, is that we pick an unknown movie that's rated PG-13 or better. We don't read anything about it. We watch, and then on our own, we watch as much as we want to. In other words, if you get tired of it for whatever reason, quit when you want, record how long did you last, rate it 1 to 10, and then describe your impressions. What do you think about the story, etc. And this is a spoiler alert kind of show, so we're going to talk about these movies. So just be aware of that.
Did anybody in chat watch North? Because we gave you the name the last week on the last show we did. Janie, I know you were in there. Mandy, I think you were in there. But did you get a chance to watch it? Because I guess it doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it anyway. But that's a good one, Mandy.
Haunted Mansion, yeah.
So Kelly said, "Great question. Everyone I know goes to Disney. Ha ha."
That's a good. Well,
true.
She's well connected.
Yeah. Okay, so I
Janie did not watch it.
Okay, well, you might want to. I watched the whole movie. It had the biggest cast of stars from then and stars that are big now. And Elijah Wood was a young Elijah Wood, and he was the main character, but he was so good. He really played the part so well. But his sidekick was Bruce Willis, and he was with him along the whole journey. To me, it was almost like It's a Wonderful Life, because it was, what would it be like if you got to choose another set of parents? If your parents lost you, like you gave up on them and you went and found another set of parents, how upset would your parents be, and what would their life be without you, and vice versa. So it wasn't quite the same way, but that popped into my head that was pretty close to what the storyline was, and it was incredible. I enjoyed every minute of it.
And so here is Mary Ellen's summary. She watched the whole movie, gave it I'll let you say here.
Yeah, everything. It was, it wasn't, an Academy Award winner, but it was, since we watched the other 2 movies, I couldn't even make it through the whole thing. This was excellent.
Yeah. And if you didn't know, last week we reviewed Estella Scrooge, and we all agreed. Nick also was here, and it was maybe the worst movie we've ever seen. I think for
Brutal.
me, for sure it was. It was so bad. Okay, so you gave it an 8. You liked it quite a bit. Elijah Wood stole the show.
I
I
think he did.
agree. Yeah, honestly, Elijah Wood. And I don't know if that was no, that wasn't his first big movie. I know he's done younger stuff, but he was so good. All right,
No,
and
but
then
he
here's
held his
mine.
own through the whole movie.
He what? Sorry.
I said he held his own through the whole movie, even against the big, stars that were in it.
Yeah, I'm going to be bold and say I thought he outshined his parents in terms of acting. Like, I mean, Jason Alexander and Julie Louise Dreyfus, they're fine actors and all. The one mistake, I'm just going to ask you if you agree with this, but you know how they kind of go stiff as boards as soon as they realize what's happening, and they're kind of out for most of the movie. I didn't like that part of it, and the only
Yeah,
reason is it just you
I
all
didn't
you
either. I
see
think
is
that was weird.
yeah, that you just see the same thing. And anyway, Elijah Wood is 42 now. I would almost guess older. Um, but yeah, he's 42. Huh. Well, anyway, okay. So just to go off of what Mary Ellen said, very surprised how good this movie. It's a Rob Reiner film, who did The Princess Bride, so he's a great director, and of course knew him from All in the Family. Right? Isn't that's the same Rob Reiner?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was what I loved about the movie is the different parents that he would go to visit to see if he was going to be a part of that family. And starts off with Dan Aykroyd and was it Reba McEntire or
Reba McEntire, yeah, in Texas.
yeah, and they just did that so well with the rich family and the stretch limo, and but with each of these families, he kept running into big problems.
Right.
um, so he goes from there, and then I can't remember. Let's see. I know he ends up in the Hawaiian family, and
Hmm.
that was kind of a more brief one. And then he ends up up north in the
Alaska.
Alaska with now I don't know the actor's name, but he's from Dances with Wolves, and I've seen him in other things, and he's hilarious. And Kathy Bates, is that her name?
Yep. Yep.
Kathy Bates, great actress. Um, and then finally, he ends up with a decent family, and this is what I was getting to is. Um, I was surprised by one appearance, and when I saw this family, it was a father was played by John Ritter, the wife I don't know who. It was very Leave It to Beaver kind of,
Yes.
or Father Knows Best, and the girl, who would be his sister. Did you recognize her?
Mm-mm.
I couldn't believe it. At the very end, I looked at her and I said, "Holy cats, that's Scarlett Johansson."
Oh.
Yeah. And I looked it up and it was her very first movie.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, talk about what a cast. And who played the judge? He's an older actor.
I
Um,
know. And I couldn't place the name, but you're right. And then he would appear off and on throughout the whole movie, and what he learned was he loved his parents and wanted to be with them all along.
yeah.
So, you go out searching for something you think is greener on the other side, and it's not.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Yep. And then there was a diabolical role played by a young boy who was devious and trying to use the situation to build his own empire. And he's working with John Lovitz, who's a lawyer. And John Lovitz, of course, is just a goofball. And
so funny.
yeah. And so, yeah, that judge was played by the same guy who was in Rocketeer, if you remember Rocketeer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I forget the guy's
Wouldn't
name.
know
He's
that.
very popular. So anyway, we loved it. Good movie. But really, we hope in the future, some of you will join us. And in fact, here's the movie that we're going to watch for. Oh, and by the way, Nick isn't here, but he sent me his rating on the movie. And so Mary Ellen
That's
gave it
Movie
an 8.
Mania Nick, right?
What's that?
Movie Mania Nick, right?
Yeah, what did I say?
Nick.
Oh, yeah. Movie Mania Nick sent me his review, 6.5. That gives it a 7.2. Definitely our best movie as of yet. And so next week, and Janie B says a lot of good actors. It was
Yeah,
amazing.
it was crazy.
All right, next week we are going to watch Crazy on the Outside. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it.
Anybody
Movie
heard of
Mania Nick
Crazy
had
on the
heard of
Outside?
North. I mean, Movie Mania Nick had visited sets of the
Oh yeah,
North.
yeah. He sent me a link to the video he's done on North, with, and it's
Wow.
the bridge where early on he walks over and he's gonna go sit in that chair and think.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, so next week, Crazy on the Outside, Tim Allen. Please join us if you like. It's free on YouTube. Watch it. Tell us how long you lasted. What's your rating, 1 to 10, and we'll take any comments you have. So anyway, that's what we're going to do next week. We decided this week we're going to kind of put the food thing on hold for now until we maybe get that figured out a little bit better. So
I think this movie is promising just because it has Tim Allen alone. You know,
Tim
mean,
Allen is funny.
yeah,
And look at all the other ones behind there. Ray Liotta, Kelsey Grammer, Sigourney Weaver. I recognize the guy in the far back, but I forget his name.
yeah.
So, all right. And then if you want to send any of your information to me in advance, you can just send it to my email, dean@theliveplace.com. Well, as we're winding down, Mary Ellen, did you have any? Oh, and Mary Ellen and I were talking beforehand about adding some other components in to make up for the missing food segment. And we do have an idea we hope to have for next week. And if you've ever watched Jim from More Sunshine, Please, he has kind of something where, it's like a variety show. He does all these different things. And we're looking to do something sort of unique and add that to the show. So we hope you'll like it.
It's ever evolving. So if there's something you'd like us to include, please let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, Mary Ellen, thank you very much for joining me again.
Thank you, Dean. Thank you, chat. Thanks for everybody showing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, guys. Nice to see you. And we'll be back next week, same time, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And until then, you have a good night. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, guys.